All right, y'all already know, man. We got a two-head monster today, man. Two-headed monster. Rudy Sim, All City. Um. Oh man, dog. I tried to actually find this footage, but I didn't know who it was. So we're gonna watch it from Brute side. I think we about to cook this lady up. I don't know who this lady is. Do any of y'all know who this lady is on the screen? I'm pretty sure once the video start, he'll say who it is, but I got a feeling she about to step into some quicksand. I got a feeling if from what I seen, um, if I seen that correctly, NBA 2K predicts the downfall of the NBA. Yeah, that's it. There you go, right there. NBA 2K predicts the downfall of the NBA. Now I don't know who this young lady is, but I'm ready to see what she got to say because I believe she finna step in some quicksand. Believe she finna step in some quicksand. Y'all already know what to do, man. Go hit the like button if you rocking with Brute, man, which I already know you is. Please sub up if you're enjoying the content that much. But definitely hit that like button, show some support to the channel, man. Thank y'all for the support. Hit that like button. Link is in the description for this video.
You want 2K rumors and news, you in the right place. Want a community that's cool, you in the right space. You want tips, subscribe now and ring the bell. Then go to the park and give them hell. The Boot Squad is an organization with all winners. Soldiers up in formation, we all killers. And when you step on the court, yo, you're our dinner. When I play D in the fourth, yo, Kawhi Leonard.
So y'all, nice little change of pace video for y'all today. We about to react to this video from Lily, a creator. Of course, I'm gonna put the links. Y'all could make sure and check her out. She did post this on X, what we formerly known as Twitter. And y'all see the title. NBA 2K predicted the downfall of the NBA. And I think she's talking about the three-point shooting and all that. So we're gonna not hold y'all and we're just gonna dive straight into it. Let's start this clip real quick.
Did NBA 2K predict the downfall of the NBA? This all starts from a tweet that I made that was talking about how the decline in NBA 2K community viewership was predictive of the NBA viewership and its decline if you believe that the prevalence of three-point shooting is the reason NBA viewership is down. Now, this is not the whole tweet, but I figured why not make a video? It all starts with this shot chart right here that shows you that the NBA and basketball is a mathematically solved game. And as people became better at shooting threes, whoever shoots and hits the most threes wins the game. This is compared to how it used to be where we saw a more diverse game where long twos actually were justified. Now, shooting long twos is no longer justified because you're going to take the same risk as shooting this long two. You might as well shoot the three, and that's becoming really relevant to the actual game today. But as someone who plays NBA 2K, I couldn't help but notice a similarity because what does this shot chart look like? People who three hunt and rim run.
She's on to something. She's on to something. So far, she's on to something. I never even thought about that, but she is on to something. In fact, before I continue, I think 2K does influence NBA a lot more than we might think because of damn near every NBA player plays 2K a lot besides LeBron. Right? But I think a lot of the moves I've been seeing 2K have for the past few years, see NBA players doing it now. I'm standing on that. But let's continue on.
And that is the base of the meta on NBA 2K, the thing that most people play like to win games. So to break it down, NBA 2K as a video game in simulation has been a mathematically solved game for years prior to the NBA itself being mathematically solved. Because what happens in NBA 2K, it's a simulation, it's a video game, you're pressing buttons to do the same thing. Shooting on a simulation on a basketball game
I got a question. Besides the mid-range fade, what other shot is relevant in the mid-range area? Besides the mid-range fade, what other shot is relevant in the mid-range area? We're talking about 2K. But in 2K, besides the mid-range fade, tell me another shot that's relevant in the mid-range fade, mid-range area. I'll wait. Step back mid-range. Gonna be hard to pull off. Gonna be hard to pull off. Unless you're playing 1v1s. Pull up fades in the mid-range area, gonna be hard to pull off. Gonna be hard to pull off. Gonna be tough. Floaters. Okay, we're talking about high efficiency. Let me change it. Let me change it. Give me a high efficient shot besides the mid-range fade. Give me a high efficient shot. In 2K, we're not talking about real life. 2K. 2K, the video game. In 2K, give me a high efficient shot that is possible. I mean, it's efficient with, other than the mid-range fade. Give me something. High efficiency. Okay, big mans can do. You're not gonna be able to give me one. Efficiency matters. Then corner 3, we talking about the mid-range. We're talking about why people don't take mid-range in 2K. Why people don't play in the midi game. Now, I shoot middies. Catch and shoot, yes, that's a good one. Catch and shoot. Catch and shoot. Okay. The way that the game's set up, it's really hard to work in the mid-range game. It's really hard to work a mid game because the court is too small. But if the court is any bigger, see, this is really delicate because you have to be careful how you discuss this because we don't want something to happen that can break everything. 2K is only designed for a layup and a dunk or a three-pointer. Everything else is different. It's difficult based on how the game is designed. The court is too small to work a mid game, so therefore, limited range must exist. Type 1 if you understand what I'm saying. Type 2 if I ain't making no sense. We have to be careful how we discuss this though, because if 2K go any bigger on the court, we'll be back to playing 1v1 on the threes court. And that will really hurt. So the only option, maybe 2K have to scoop the three-point line back, but like I say, then you'll be stretching the court out. If you're stretching the court out, it'll make it hard to play 3v3s because you won't be able to help as much. It'll be challenging. This is a delicate situation. Mid-range games is only successful off of a pick fade. pick fade. There's no other reason to take a mid-range shot because it's not, oh, I know somebody understand what I'm saying. It's difficult. The degree to take a mid-range shot is difficult. So that's why you don't see middies. It don't have nothing to do with NBA. It has something to do with the court. Now, what the NBA doing, that's the NBA. But we do see middies in the NBA. We do see people shoot mid-range because I don't want to discuss the NBA. We're talking about 2K. In 2K, to get a successful mid-range, you either got to do a pick fade, going left or going right. There's nobody that even take free throw line shots. When the last time you seen a free throw line shot in 2K? It's too difficult because it's right down at the paint. The court is so small that you have to work outside. You have to create. That's why limited range is so important for guards. We need it because if we work in the mid area, it's too crowded. So you have to start working in your limited range. Your mid-range shot for 2K is the three-point line. That is the mid-range. Mid-range don't exist in 2K because of the size. And then, like I said, we have to be delicate with this situation because if 2K make the court any bigger, it'll be hard for us to play 3v3s. Now 5v5 may be good to make it bigger, but in 3v3s, their mid-range is the 3. This is why you cannot take middies in 2K. So this don't have nothing to do with the NBA. This don't have nothing to do with the NBA. It has something to do with the game. The game is why we don't shoot middies. The only middies you will get is a high efficiency. The only midi you would look for is a pick fade to the left, pick fade to the right. The chances of somebody taking a midi at the top of the key, very rare. Very rare. It's difficult. There's no space to work with. Basketball is about spacing and the drip. Oh my God. With the dribble system being clunkish, with your animation not being precise, you got to try to work these moves and pull off a shot within that window. The window is not going to last long because you didn't even do the correct dribble move you wanted to do. So it's so much that goes into this. There are so many components why the mid-range is unsuccessful in 2K and has always been and always will be. The only people that will look to shoot a mid-range, maybe you can get a post-up center. He can try to work from the mid-range, a Carmelo Anthony type guy. But other than that, there's no offense that's going to be created in the mid-range because the mid-range is the three-point line. There ain't, I love when I love my chat. I got niggas that understand the game. I love my chat. See, I don't got niggas that just sit here and be talking. I got niggas that know 2K and understand basketball and why something can't work in basketball. That, something will work in basketball in real life won't work in the video game. I love when I come over here and I talk real shit. There's not enough control. There's not enough. Oh, that nigga said control. You said what I was trying to say, dog. This shit, it don't work. It would never. So why would I force myself to take a midi when it's too many components that keeping me from even attempting that. There's too many things going on for me to even try to attempt. So guess what? There's more control the farther I go out. There's more control in more space. As I get close,
is easier. Therefore, long before we saw this thing happen in the NBA, it happened in NBA 2K first, which ironically simulated the downfall of the NBA.
Now, I'm going to pause throughout this, okay? All right, I'm going to give my thoughts. This is true, but it's different in 2K versus the NBA because, as you said, the percentages, right? It only made sense for us to play that way for the past few years. It only made sense because, again, it's so much easier to shoot threes than real life. Real life, the best shooters shoot like 30-some% to 40% tops. That's the real life shooting percentage. If they give us those percentages, we're going to change the way we play. We're going to get an elite rebounder out there, and we're not going to tree hunt as much, which is why so much people are disgruntled with this game, because a lot more people are struggling to keep their head above water in terms of being an elite shooter. Whereas in previous 2Ks, I would like to say 60% or 70% from three is a regular thing for better players. This one, it's not so much, right? But let's continue on.
This is showcased by people making builds to either what? Shoot threes like small guards and poppers, or to rim run, which is tall guards finishing.
So my daughter lost my other mic. I have two of them. So what I'm gonna have to do is talk and then try to put this on charger and talk at the same time. I don't know where my other one went. I've been looking for it, but who knows where kids place things. Do y'all understand that the way the game is set up even goes into what type of build we can make? Everything is constructed down to the gameplay, the court size. People going to make these small builds forever because the small build, it's the symmetry. Come on, y'all. Come on with my G's. The symmetry for the small build to fit inside of that court. He is at a better range of, help me out. He can maneuver better than a 6'6" in the size of that court. He can maneuver better than a 6'9". Now, this is where you get your broken animation set. Because of the abilities of the 6'6" and the 6'9", because of the little fakeness, they don't have the movement that the 5'9" have, but they can get the brokenness that the 5'9" may not have when it comes to the moving ability. If you notice, your 5'9s can't go through your body as much as a 6'6", 6'8", 6'9". Type 1 if I'm on to something. Type 1. The bigger builds can go through your body, so 2K try. Somehow, 2K makeup, oh my goodness, I don't even think this ever been said before. 2K makeup the ability for us to move around with these bigger players by breaking the animations. So when we should, because guess what? If the defense were legit with the size of the court and the symmetry of these players in the, oh my God, I don't know if this ever been said before. These bigger builds would not last. The court is too small for them to be too shifty. So you get broken defense that allow these players to maneuver in gaps that they should not be maneuvering in. So if you go back and look at the old player model, like the old player model where we had the skinny players, they wasn't really skinny, but they were full. I know some of y'all know what I'm talking about. They wasn't really skinny, but they wasn't big, but they was full players. They detailing the way that they felt like full, like these new players, they're light. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. So with These big players, only way that they can survive on these little ass courts is by making the gameplay broken. Because if you had a true lockdown, yes, all that slippery and shit, a true lockdown, these bigger players wouldn't stand a chance because it wouldn't be no, like this bumping shit that we see in 2K. That bumping shit would be all throughout the game on these 6'9", these 6'10". A 6'10" wouldn't even be able to move as swiftly as they're doing. They wouldn't be able to get in some of these cracks. But see, 2K brokenness allows them to make movements that they normally they should not be making. But the 5'9", the 5'9" don't have to deal with none of that because he's small enough to maneuver throughout the court size without having the same blockage. I don't know if I'm making sense. The court size is a big key to what type of player you can use in a properly working 2K. In a properly working 2K, big guards have a difficult chance. Like a guard over 6'4". See, the primary guard back in the day used to be around 6'5". That's as tall as he can go. That's the back in 2K 16, 17, 18. You can make a bigger player, but you got to be really, really, really methodical. You got to be a magician how you play. 6'5" was like the primary tallest you want to go because a 6'5" was able to still move swiftly around the court, being the size that it was. As the game started to digress with how bad it is, you started to see bigger point guards. You started to see 6'8" point guards, 6'6" point guards, 6'7" point guard, 6'10" point guard. The game started to decrease in the effectiveness of the defense, which allowed the bigger point guards to now be a thing. Bigger point guard was not a norm. It's a
centers, inside centers, and post scores. Now, this is not to say that there's ever been an NBA 2K where they did not shoot threes. That is not the point of what I'm saying. The basketball game has been the basketball game since the invention of the three-point line. And there's never been an NBA 2K that existed before the invention of the three-point line. However, since the NBA 2K game became more popular and creating a meta to win games became what was at the base of this video game, shooting threes became more important than anything else, and finishing at high levels became important than anything else because that is how you win games on NBA 2K. So similar to how we're seeing freak athletes like Giannis or Steph Curry shoot the lights out and it's taking over the entire NBA, that's no different than the original broken builds creators
Say Giannis shoots the lights out. Sorry, I know what she meant.
made on some of the original 2Ks that dominated NBA 2Ks as a whole and became the meta gameplay of the entire game, because that is how you win games. Builds that can shoot threes or finish at the rim. And that old head Sim Nation gameplay that a lot of people don't like is no longer relevant in most competitive scenes. And this opens up an even larger conversation on how, because NBA 2K was a solved game long before the NBA, what we're seeing happen in the community of NBA 2K itself that is constantly complaining about gameplay and what would work and what wouldn't work is at the bottom of this problem, which is that you cannot diversify gameplay for a mathematically solved game, and that every meta will always seek to do the same thing.
This is fact. People won't play how they want to play, man. Average to competitive will always lean towards the meta, but only a few will say, you know what, I want to do something different. I want to stand out. Well, let's continue.
Which is solve the game. And the devs are in a constant cycle of trying to code the answer to basketball out of the game, which is why things like shooting becomes super hard. Paint defense fluctuates.
Might cut him out. My mic going dead. Yo, this is all caps. This cap. This is cap. We're trying to blame the NBA for why 2K is bad. What? What? So yo, what she's saying, it has some sense. But $2K is the reason that metas exist, not the NBA. No disrespect, as my G just said, but she wrong. The NBA is not creating the meta for 2K. 2K, the way that the game is designed and the way that the game is creating the meta for 2K. What the team? What? I'm scratching my head because I'm confused. What? The NBA does not have nothing to do with how 2K is. 2K is a video game. If 2K fixes defense, did not allow bad shots to go in, did not allow the game to say open on a contested shot, moderate on a contested shot, that person would find another option. But 2K haven't fixed that. So therefore, the option are the metas. The meta is the brokenness. Everything that is broken 2K is a meta. Is it a meta for the NBA? No. Everything that is broken in 2K is a meta. Is it a meta in the NBA? No. So yeah, the NBA shoot a lot of threes, of course. You got a lot of three-point shooters coming into the league. But guess what? At some point, they create offense that allows for a mid-range shot. that allows for a paint shot. We see a lot of people shooting threes. We see a lot of people jacking. Let me say that correctly. Whew. We see a lot of people jacking threes. We see a lot of people jacking threes in the NBA. So why isn't the meta the same? We should see a lot of people jacking threes in 2K, but they're making them. So we seeing two different things. So this meta talk, the meta is created through 2K. 2K is the brains in the operation of our meta. If I can cheat the game, who gonna tell me not to cheat the game? You don't run my PS5, you don't run my controller. So I'm asking you to play I'm asking you to play fair when it's an option to use a meta. This don't have nothing to do with the NBA. I'm confused. I'm confused 1,000%. I understand what you're saying, and it has some truth to it. But no. Why this? What? No. I'm a little thrown off. I'm a little thrown off because what do the NBA has to do? Okay, she predicting the downfall of the NBA. Is the NBA copying 2K? I disagree. I would think 2K is trying to copy the NBA, and they can't do it, and they shouldn't do it. No. Let me say it again. I think 2K is trying to copy the NBA, and we're being punished for that. I think there are some things that need to be real, and there are some things that need to be fake. And I think 2K has made a shift to copy, allowing people like to make builds like Giannis, to make builds like the guy from the Spurs. When you allow stuff like that at a high clip, you're gonna get a broken game. So 2K is trying to copy the NBA, but doing it wrong. There's some things like I know we're gonna get a pushback when we say stuff like this, because you're gonna say these people exist, so I should be able to make this type of build. If you're gonna make these type of build, there has to be restrictions though. If I play defense on this build should be. If I play defense on like let's say if I play against a Steph Curry build. Steph Curry is very successful. But he still should not be able to come to this video game and do the same thing. He should not be able to recreate his skills in this video game. I know that sound fucked up. I know that's going to be difficult for a lot of people to accept. Steph Curry in real life should not exist on 2K. I know that's going to be fucked up, but it breaks the game. That breaks his 2K. Trying to create a Giannis in 2K?
Things that target the meta on the game. But you can never make anybody happy with that said change, because there will always be an argument for if these players in the real life version can do the same thing. Therefore, we're stuck between a rock and a hard place where the gameplay and the meta of a game to win games might be fun to play and fun to do, but it's not fun to watch.
And this is the thing against that meta argument. Yes, I'm pausing a lot. The thing against the meta and the real life argument, is that people always say, yo, Curry could do that, but the percentage that Curry is doing that at, if we do that, we're gonna cuss 2K out. I've been saying that for years. And guess what? That's why people is cussing 2K out because they're shooting like 40% this year. Some people still shooting decent percentages, but not as high. But if they try to bring it realistic in a video game, the community don't like that. I always said it, and I will stand on it. The community is happier when people could hit open shots. And I'm specifically saying open shots, and reward good contest and defense.
Hey, listen, well, we're gonna work with it. I'm gonna have to order me some new mics. Yo, I love what Brute just said. Our biggest issue right now is missing open shots at an alarming rate, and we not getting rewarded for contested shots. So that's what I'm saying. But why do 2K need to referee how we play the game? How we play the game is never gonna change. Who's gonna settle for a 2 over a 3 when it's a broken game? Well, that's what I'm saying. What she talking about? I don't know what she talking about. Why do people not shoot threes if they know the defense don't work? What is she? That's what ma'am. Don't try to put no chart up like people are copying and the NBA is copying 2K. No, 2K is not copying the NBA in this situation. In this 3-pointer thing. They're copying the NBA with these bills and shit and trying to make these bills and relevant to this. But whenever I play the audio, that lets y'all know my mic has went out again. But listen, 2K made their own problem with the 3-pointers. 2K created their own problem. This don't have nothing to do with the NBA. 2K, the reason people shoot a lot of threes because it's broken. Because defense don't work. Make the defense work and you will see. Make the contest system work and you will see. Don't try to come with, lady, take you and your chart back where you came from. Take you and that chart back where you came from. The NBA, 2K predict shit about the NBA. The NBA gonna shoot threes, they gonna shoot middies, and they gonna shoot paint shots. They gonna do dunks. The NBA gonna be what the NBA is. That's real player base. In a video game, the only reason niggas jack up threes is because the defense don't work. When the defense work, guess what niggas gotta do? They got to come up with a new way of playing. This don't have nothing to do with the real NBA. This has everything to do with 2K being a broken system. The fuck is you talking about? Yo, lady, you and your chart need to get that chart up out of here. I can tell you what, I don't need no motherfucking chart to tell you the meta is brokenness. Go find any 2K. The meta gonna be what is broken. Most people not finna try to adapt. Most people not finna try to play no team basketball. They ain't out here with the assist game, teamwork and defense. They finna go with the brokenness. Is defense working properly in 2K? No. Well, then guess what? Let's shoot bad shots. It's not gonna say, take your chart, lady. Take your chart. Get your chart on. You and that chart got to go. Because I don't know what you're saying. What you're saying, it makes sense, but it's not reality to what's going on. Your chart is full of shit. Because guess what? Your chart comes from the basis of a broken game, not from the NBA. The NBA 2K ain't predict a goddamn thing about nothing. 2K only predicts a fucked up game every year. Hey, yeah, lady, take your chart back where you came from. Take that chart. Take that chart. Take that chart. Get that chart up out of here.
That's the balance right there. That's all we need to know. Reward contested shots and allow people to hit open shots. Community gonna be happy. Community get frustrated when they're not hitting open shots, when they're shooting more realistic percentages. Because now people be like, yo, I'm not trying to play real basketball here. I'm playing a video game. I want to be a superhero in a video game, which makes sense. It does. So that's my debate with the realistic basketball thing when people use it. No, we could not survive if 2K really made this real basketball percentages. We always going to resort to certain things, but percentages will determine how we really play this game, man. Let's continue.
And is arguably at the root of why people say the NBA.
Well, he said percentages is how we gonna play this game. That's powerful. Percentages. Ooh, I love it. And what are the percentages on playing bad versus playing the right way? Playing bad, the percentages is 75 and up success rate. Playing the right way, it's a fucking 65 and under. Percentages is how we play 2K. What are the You change the percentages on playing bad basketball, and you will see a different 2K. Change the percentages on shooting bad shots and see what the fuck. Get that fucking chart up out of here. I don't need no goddamn chart. And ma'am, no disrespect to you, ma'am. I'm just saying, though. This is bullshit, ma'am. Your chart reflects brokenness of a video game. That's what your chart shows. Your chart show me what the percentages are on shooting terrible shots going in. That chart wouldn't look like that if 2K actually had defense, because niggas have to move around. But niggas don't got to move around. They can shoot in your face and the game would say open, light pressure. Change the fucking percentages on bad gameplay and you will see a different 2K. And that's on 2K. 2K didn't predict shit. All they did was predict bad fucking game.
2K League was so boring because comp scenes rely on metas and rely on repetitive gameplay to win most games.
Oh, she preaching now. Oh, she preaching now. Oh, she preaching now. Talk about copy and paste. Oh, she preaching now. Why you think so much people was pushing for Joe Knows to make it into the 2K League so they could see something different? Oh, she preaching now. Yeah. Everybody and their grandma look the same. And in video games, that's how we will probably look on a competitive level. Figure out what's the cheese and you use it to max. No, ain't nobody going out there with a mid-range specialist with a DeRozan. Ain't nobody. Although we got people like DeRozan and KD that exist. KD can shoot the three at a high clip, but he is a mid-range specialist. But there is no room for that on a competitive scene. Right? Because we lean more towards the extreme meta and nobody really finds that happy medium, which I felt like 2K24 did a good job of kind of owning in on. But let's continue on.
Because just like the NBA now, why would you do anything but what wins you games? Now, whether you actually believe that the prevalence of three-point shooting is the real reason NBA viewership is down, because I would say that the real reason is actually the viewership and the accessibility of NBA games. It's too expensive to go in person to afford good tickets, and it's too expensive to keep up with all these different streaming services and the NBA app and League Pass and cable in order to watch every game you want to watch.
On something. You know what the NBA failed to do? Same thing they failed to do with Michael Jordan. They didn't know how to pass the torch. So they made Michael Jordan come back after they had kicked him out. See, they don't talk about the real shit, champion. They still got us salvian. They got us foaming out the mouth at a 36-year-old nigga, a 40-year-old nigga that still, come on, bro. They don't know how to bring up the young guns. They don't know how to put up the new stars because they haven't gotten over them. And they feel like the world haven't gotten over them. So, dog, this shit is like, man, we can sit here. There's so much. You know, like I said, the new rules, the referees, the pricing. She right. This shit is mad expensive. Come on, dog. So, man, like, But the realness, when it comes to 2K, man, you fix the game and you will see a whole lot of diversity. Until 2K fixes the game and have a balance, Until 2K have a balance between offense and defense, there will always be a broken game and the meta will be dog shit. Until 2K fixes the balance, go back to defense being relevant, and you will see a different in gameplay. Until then, you're gonna see a meta version of whatever. That's why I said, like, I understand. You want Joe Knows to make it to the 2K League so you can see basketball implemented in there. But at the same time, it's going to be challenging for people to accept that and embrace that, because what Joe going to be doing is going against the grain as he, you know what I'm saying? And Joe going to be playing teamwork and defense, and these guys going to be coming out there using the meta. They're going to push him out. They don't want him to come in there with that shit. And yes, they making LeBron and Steph Curry and KD. Goddamn it, they won't let these niggas lay down, man. These niggas, LeBron James still playing in the NBA. And listen, LeBron James is come on, I like LeBron James, bro. But if you can't say the truth, LeBron James done held a lot of players back. Type one, if you understand that. If you know basketball, you know a lot of players have been held back because of the old man, LeBron James. And that's facts.
I heard that argument. A few things without considering as well. We are in a TikTok era. I don't see anybody talking about this. We are in a TikTok highlights era where people don't like to consume long format content as much as they used to. I think TikTok definitely changed this generation. Now, YouTube saw the success with TikTok. They brought in shorts. And of course, now Instagram doing the same thing with short content. Short content right now is dominating platforms and kind of destroying algorithms as well.
Facts.
So that's something. It's very hard to keep somebody sit down there for 2 hours to watch a basketball game when they could just go and wait until the highlights drop and watch the highlights. I had debates with people about basketball, and in the middle of my debate, I noticed this person here is watching highlights. They didn't actually watch the full game. And right then and there, I had to end the conversation. Short format dominates right now in this era. And I think that drastically affects the success of NBA games as well. For real. Not saying that this isn't true. This is true as well. His games are all over the place. You guys subscribe to all these different services. That's annoying. But I will tell you all this. There are a lot of bootleg sites gonna get you all around that, and people still not even wasting their time to do that. But let's continue on.
But there is an argument that is being made by a lot of fans that the reason they don't watch the NBA is because it's boring to watch because of 3 prevalent gameplay, which is mirrored by the exact same sentiment in the NBA 2K community around NBA 2K gameplay, metas, and how boring it is to watch. Basically saying that is that I notice the similarities, and by proxy with NBA 2K being a simulation, like any good simulation of anything, it's gonna predict things that happen. And we saw the prevalence of 3-point heavy gameplay happen in NBA 2K before it happened in the NBA. Now, the last point I want to clear up so nobody says this, because this confuses a lot of people.
Ladies, I'm going to tell you one last time. Don't come here no more with your motherfucking chart. Don't bring your goddamn chart back over here. Because you say it one more time. I don't want to hear you say this no more motherfucking times. Your chart is a reflection of a broken game. Your motherfucking chart ain't predict shit. 2K ain't predict shit about no NBA. 2K only predicted bad defense, so therefore I can jack as many threes as I want. You can jack as many threes you want in the NBA. Don't mean they fucking go in, but in 2K, they fucking go in. I don't want to hear nothing about your motherfucking chart, man. Listen, your chart ain't predict shit. 2K ain't predict shit. And listen, listen, I'm creating content. But at the same time, man, come on now. Listen, baby girl, let me talk to you like the old uncle. Listen, what I'm trying to say to you is the game has bad defense. So therefore, in 2K, we're going to jack threes. We're going to jack threes. That's the meta. The meta is apply pressure on where it's broken. So defense is broken. So therefore, you're going to jack threes. So nobody have to do anything else. You don't have to dunk the ball. You don't have to shoot mid-range. You don't have to do floaters. Why would I take a 2 when I can just have my center to keep getting a rebound, kick it out to me, and eventually one of these bad shots gonna go in? That's all I'm trying to explain to you, ma'am. Listen, 2K ain't predict a goddamn thing. They broke a fucking game for year after year after year, taking defense out the game. So therefore, people are gonna keep jacking threes. 2K ain't predict shit.
People is that just because a simulation of the basketball game predicted where the game would go, you could predict that on your own with knowing that since the invention of the three-point line, someone would learn how to abuse it. And arguably, the person who abuses it the best in real life is Steph Curry. And he is one of the greatest shooters, if not the greatest shooter of all time. And just because NBA 2K showed us that this would happen.
No. So I feel you, big dog. A lot of people can't play defense. But what am I saying? Lil Broski, if you know the chances of you playing defense as the offensive player, knowing that the game has a broken system, let's go to comp. Let's go to comp. What is a comp point guard gonna do? He gonna keep jacking. Let me see, this is what I'm saying, y'all. Do the person that on offense, his center keep getting a rebound, do he say to himself, well, let me stop shooting these threes, man, because I know it ain't gonna go in? Or do he keep trying because he knows either he gonna get open because the defense not gonna allow you to cover? Like, come on, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know people are bad at defense. I'm with you all day, but we know a 3 is higher than a 2, and I'm not talking about in numbers. I'm talking about in percentage made. The percentage to make a 3, dog, is so heavy in 2K. It's ridiculous. So, yo, appreciate the new follow. So, man, a lot of people, dog, they not finna waste their time taking a 2 when they know I got a 99 3 ball. Eventually, 2K gonna allow me to get open off of decks. Because once you get the rebound, y'all know it's hard to move back on defense properly. It's just a fucked up situation. It's a fucked up. Dude, the defense is just fucked up, man. You can't move correctly to get back out there and contest the dude that just shot the bad shot. Because he moving so good. After he missed, he can just run to the other side. His offensive center got the rebound, and you on defense trying to get to him, but you can't move like that. It's just a fucked up situation. It's a fucked up situation. You know, like I said, man, if 2K fixes the contest system, I guarantee you won't see none of these people, you know what I'm saying, doing what they doing. And I'm not saying everybody good on defense. But what I am saying, how can we judge how good they is when the system is keeping them from being all they can be? It's killing the potential. We don't even know how good some of these people actually are. It's just like the Zens. How much respect are we giving people that shoot at 100%? We don't even know if it's true or not. So it's the same thing. We gotta treat the defense. How you know if you that good on offense, nigga, when the defense is at a struggle? How you know you that good? See, I can say that. How do I know I'm so good when, nigga, I know what defense is like? Did I really get open because of my skill? Did I really get open because I was that good, or did I dex the shit out of this nigga and the defense didn't allow him to keep up? Man, I'm being real. And I can say the same old thing about myself. Am I really that good, or did I know the fucking little glitches that he didn't know? Did I know the glitches that he didn't know? Did I know the fake, like I was going to the paint, then dex back out, and now he can't keep up, and I got a wide open 3? Game is over. Like, we don't
does not take away from what Steph Curry did. And I'm not saying that the NBA 2K is who he got it from or created him. Which I'm not sure how a lot of people got that take from what I was saying, but basically what I'm saying is that the prevalence of the meta in NBA 2K since NBA 2K became popular, being shooting threes and rim running, is the proof. That proves my point, which is that the evolution of NBA 2K and NBA and basketball since the invention of the three-point line was always going to become what it is today, because
I'm getting irritated with her. I'm really getting irritated with this lady, bro. I'm getting irritated because she take out the whole notion of how the game is. And listen to my G. I said I wasn't gonna respond to it, but I'm gonna respond to it. When people say, "What's good, my G?" Kate, what's up, big dog? Why do people tell people to adapt to brokenness? Little broski. I just want to know that. Why do we tell people to adapt to brokenness instead of saying fix the brokenness? I just find that. Do you adapt to your girl fucking another nigga? Just adapt. Do you adapt to your boss paying you for 36 hours when you work 40 hours? You don't adapt to that shit. You get correction. Why do we want to adapt to something that is broken? That's not right. We don't adapt to brokenness. We get it corrected. And we have people that say get it adapted. Do you know that is the issue? Because you niggas want to adapt to something that is hurting you. Something that is causing issues. Imagine how amazing imagine how amazing the game would be if they actually fixed the issues and we didn't have to adapt to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. Stay headstrong. Be creative. Adapt. Advance. But my nigga, you know what I'm saying? Let's get it fixed. And then guess what? We'll have a fucking ball, nigga. We'll all have an even better time. And like I understand when we say adapt, we trying to be positive. But nigga, we need it fixed. I feel you though, but let's get it fixed, man. Fuck adapting to something that's broken.
Because it is a mathematically solved game. And all NBA 2K did was simulate the outcome like it does for quite a few different things.
And that's it right there. I see people made the argument that Warriors changed the NBA as well. I think a lot of people slept. People watched the offense, but a lot of people slept on how great defensively the Warriors was. A lot of people slept on that, man. So there is a lot of arguments. In my opinion, NBA 2K24 did a very good job of balancing out everything. The mid-range game was elite. The finishing around the basket with the layups was elite. The dunking was okay. It wasn't elite, but it was much better than it is today. The shooting, once you know your jump shot and know how to look for those variable shot timing, was in a good space. I think that was a really great balanced game, which kind of rewarded all play styles, and we saw all play styles, at least on the casual level. On the comp level, it's going to be tree hunting no matter what. People are going to lean heavy towards the extreme meta, and we already know that. That's why that's not my stomping ground. My stomping ground is casuals. This year, I'm not seeing that much when it comes to mid-range specialists and stuff like this. Back to the 3-hunt or dunk, and the dunking is bad, so it's mostly 3-hunt. And I think that what frustrates most people. Either way, I take it for what it is. I think 2K rewards, and there's way less risk to shooting threes than in the NBA. In the NBA, an elite rebounder right now will do well for a team because the amount of misses are coming from their three-point line. A Dennis Rodman will eat right now if he was playing with 4 shooters. Similar to Draymond Green, people will be like, oh, he's not going to survive because he can't shoot threes. But Draymond is not an elite shooter. He shoots some. Dennis Rodman would take some shots. Everybody taking some shots right now. But his elite IQ when it comes to rebounding would greatly benefit these teams that are jacking up threes like crazy right now. That's what I think. The downside to people taking all these threes, if you watch Boston game, they miss a bunch of shots, but they just take so many threes that it balances out. And it's boring watching people running up and down just blasting threes. It's get repetitive, it gets annoying. It's not really the best quality of basketball to watch if you're a basketball head. Some people do like that basketball. Me personally, not my thing. But let me know what y'all think. I could go off on a long rant again. I think NBA 2K24, let me know if y'all agree or not, was a perfect balance. And I thought they would have leaned a little bit heavier back into that, but it definitely changed a few things. And I think one of the downsides to them really trying to bring 3-point percentages down is that people will hate being not rewarded for, just being open and shooting. The skill gap people talk about was a myth. It was a myth. It's something that people with egos brought up because they felt like they were way better at shooting from others because they hit so much greens in the easy to shoot games that they felt like, yo, why is everybody shooting like me? Because you're not that different from that other guy, my G. But let me know what y'all think. Great take, Lily. Great take. It got me to look at things a little bit different. You could always put different things.
Yo, I like I said, with me personally, her take doesn't make sense only because she's speaking from a place of untruthfulness. 2K creates his own meta through the way that the game is played. Yo, who remember? Was it 2K22 where there was more dunking than shooting? Was it 2K22 Next Gen where dunking was just so amazing, it was more dunking than shooting? Because why? Dunking was so efficient. Dude was going to make 99 dunkers. Dude was making 99 dunkers and taking, mid-range shots. Shoot some threes. But dunking was so powerful. That's what metas are. Metas are, it was 2K21 Next Gen? Okay, 21 Next Gen. I knew it was one of them. It was so powerful, dudes didn't give a fuck. Dude didn't care about shooting the ball. See, that chart wouldn't have worked then because that's what I'm saying. The meta is through the brokenness. Niggas was dunking their ass off. Niggas ain't care about shooting on 3, because guess what? Your motherfucking ass miss, guess what? I'm coming back flying. Flying on your ass. So dudes was shooting 3s, losing the game to dunkers. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember when the 2K community was complaining? When we was losing to dunkers? We was losing to dunkers. Niggas playing a whole game and a nigga to dunk every possession and you miss a wide open 3. Yeah, I remember that. So that's what I'm saying. That chart shit don't work like it's some real shit. It's some fake shit this year because why does that chart symbolize the NBA? Because shooting is broken and bad shots go in at a nice clip. So the defense say no contest when there should be a contest. So dude's gonna keep jacking 3s. So, I disagree. I like what you're saying. It could be true. Like some things in there she was saying is true. But when it comes to the 2K standpoint, I don't agree. That chart only reflects a broken game. That's all it does. But man, listen, my daughter lost my other mic. I gotta order me some more mics. They should be here today. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a little break, man. Oh, the Pro Hop, yeah. Oh yeah. Yo, man, shout out to Brutus Him. The link is in the description. Y'all make sure y'all go drop a like. I truly appreciate each and every one of y'all for tuning in, man. Thank y'all for the support. Listen, we'll be back later, man, for some gameplay. My boy K said he done left his goddamn PS5 somewhere. So, man, hopefully we get some games in. If not, we will be on Marvel Rivals.